This is the Washington Times front page for Monday, January 2nd, 2023. Happy New Year. I'm George Gerbo. Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, who died Saturday at age 95, is being remembered as a quiet, retiring scholar whose idea of a fun evening was dining alone at a restaurant with a just-purchased book. Mark Kellner collects remembrances of the former pope, who in 2013 became the first to resign the papacy in 600 years. He was known less for the congenial, outgoing manner of his successor, Pope Francis, and more for being a vociferous reader and devoted to theology. Public viewing in Vatican City was set for 10 hours on Monday and 12 hours each on Tuesday and Wednesday before Thursday morning's funeral, which will be led by Pope Francis, at St. Peter's Square. Homicide rates dipped in 2022, but violent crimes such as rape, robbery, and assault remain dramatically higher than before the COVID-19 pandemic, our Jeff Murdoch reports. Through the final week of December, violent crime in Chicago rose 41% overall from the same period a year ago, though homicides declined 14%. In New York City, overall violent crime increased by 23% from 2021, but homicides dipped by 13%. In Los Angeles, violent crime jumped 8%, while homicides dropped by roughly 6%. Police officers and criminal justice specialists say there's no single reason for the rise. They point to several factors, including police departments trying to make do with fewer officers, soft prosecution, and societal stressors such as the economy. The release of former President Trump's tax documents revealed that his real estate conglomerate reported years of multi-million-dollar losses. Joseph Clark and Ramsey Touchberry report from 2015 to 2020, Trump paid anywhere from $0 to $1 million in income taxes annually. He paid $641,931 in federal income taxes in 2015, the year he began his presidential campaign. He paid just $750 in 2016 and 2017, nearly $1 million in 2018, $133,445 in 2019, and nothing in 2020. The filings for 2020 showed that more than 150 of Trump's business entities listed negative qualified business income. Coupled with almost $9 million in losses carried forward from previous years, Trump's qualified losses amounted to more than $58 million in 2020. The details were released by the House Ways and Means Committee after he rebuffed tradition by refusing to disclose his tax returns as a presidential candidate. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find the entire lineup of Washington Times podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. North Korea test-fired missiles on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and has vowed to increase its nuclear arsenal. According to North Korean media monitored by agencies in the South Korean capital of Seoul, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un told a meeting of his ruling Workers' Party of the need for an exponential increase in atomic arms, as well as a new intercontinental ballistic missile. After a string of weapons tests in 2022, U.S. and South Korean officials are bracing for what they fear will be the North's first nuclear weapons test in 6 years. And finally, the Supreme Court's decision over the summer didn't just upend abortion law, it also sent professors scrambling to retool how they teach constitutional law. In classrooms and casebooks, Alex Sawyer and Stephen Dinan report teachers are grappling with the court's ruling in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization. They wonder what the ruling means for big legal concepts such as fealty to precedent and the court's role in refereeing itself, as well as Congress and the presidency. Lois Shepard, a law professor at the University of Virginia, who is to teach a class on reproductive law next year, said the debate has shifted from looking at the contours of rights to whether those rights even exist. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.